Shalom ubracha to my wonderful friends. So as we said, I'll send a voice note of what we discussed last night, and Be'ezras Hashem, I'll leave the punchline till the end. So our discussion was, what can we do to improve and to create a, hopefully, Be'ezras Hashem, b'siyata d'shmaya, an environment which is going to be more graceful for us, for davening, for the Yom Tovim. How can we prepare for our prayers and the days ahead? So what we said is as following, that it's important to recognize that preparation is important. Preparation, and we said as well, positivity. Preparation and positivity. So what's preparation? So things like having a machzor, preparing a machzor that you actually like, that may have some commentaries you are fond of, and as well to go through the machzor, to look at the machzor, prepare yourself, preparing the tunes that we are going to be singing. So Baruch Hashem, Yeshiva are going to be having an evening of nigunim. That's brilliant. So preparations of the machzor, preparations of the tunes, and as well I would add in here preparation in regards to the clothes that we want to wear, to make sure that we've organized them, haircuts, to make sure that we sleep adequately and that we eat properly and we've drunk properly. They're important nakudas as well that's connected to the Chag of preparation. Some of the Sfarim HaKadoshim, they say that any preparation that we do for the Chagim, it's as if it's part of the Chagim as well. So we can actually, in our preparation, have in mind, I'm going to draw in from a week before the Chag already, the Kedusha of the Chag. So this is something, the practical preparations are very important. Something else which is very important as well is what we can call positivity, to make sure to the best of our ability we're in a good state of mind. Now, the preparations that we've just mentioned are going to help that state of mind. So to make sure that we are comfortable in our way of being, and we can't change everything in the world, but we can try to be positive. If what we try doesn't work out, okay, we have to let go and let God. But the nakud is we still prepare. And the other thing is to pace ourselves. So we've got preparation to try and be positive to the best of our ability, and to pace ourselves. That there's ebbs and flows. There's always going to be ebbs and flows. That's the nature of the world. The only consistency is the consistency of change from our physical world. And what I would advise, what you can do, and some of us have already done this, and that's to write ourselves a letter. Write ourselves a letter. P, preparation, positivity. What do I want to achieve? How can I remain positive? How can I stay in a good frame of mind? And as well, to remember to pace myself, not to get everything done and then I'm exhausted, to make sure that it's mesudar, not to leave it too close to the chagim, the things that I really want. So that's preparation, positivity, and pacing ourselves. The second point that we brought up was that of recognizing what Hashem wants from us. So as we know, Hashem wants from us to live similar to Him. So we have the Yud Gimel Midos Rachamim. We have the 13 Midos of Hashem. And what does that mean in experience? That Hashem wants us to be interacting with the world through the Yud Gimel Midos Rachamim. So when, for example, we are living life, we want to be understanding Hashem's midot. And when we understand Hashem's midot, we want to be living Hashem's midos. So this is Rachamim, Yud Gimel Midos Rachamim. So I think what is important is to make a practice. How am I going to express throughout the Chagim, at least throughout the Chagim, an expression of Hashem? Yud Gimel Midos Rachamim. How can I be more like Hashem? Hashem is Rachamim. How can I be a conscious practitioner of Rachamim, compassion? So this is something as well to write out and become a conscious practitioner of being a Bal Rachamim. And I would say as well on ourselves, it's very easy sometimes to be compassionate to others, be compassionate to ourselves as well. Some of the spiritual masters, the Hasidic masters, they speak about self-compassion. And this is something very important as well, because as we come up to the high holidays, sometimes it's very easy to get lost in ourselves. And the reality is that we end up beating ourselves up. So to make sure that we have compassion on ourselves and compassion with others. Thank God you're going to have your own space. When you daven, you've got your own place, your own space. So the ambience of that space is very important. And for example, I would suggest, if you know where you're going to be, if you know where your space is, make sure the ambience of the space is suitable for you. Clean it up. Place the books on the table that you want on the table. Maybe put a tablecloth on the table. Maybe besamim, that you can change it up slightly, that the ambience of your environment is comfortable for you. And in general, your ambience throughout the Chagim, where you sleep, the area that you sleep, maybe you want something up that changes things up, stick something on the wall with a message on for yourself. So the ambience is important. Now, we've spoken about preparation, positivity, and pacing ourselves. We've spoken about compassion, which is living like Hashem in this world. We spoke about ambience. They're all things before the Chagim. What about the more internal aspects of the Chagim? So I would suggest yearning, to yearn. What does this yearning mean? Think about who and what you want to be. Rosh Hashanah, as we mentioned, is about the future. Yom Kippur is about the past. Rosh Hashanah is about the future. So who do you want your future self to be? How do you want your future self to be expressing itself in the world? And this is a very deep secret, because really Rosh Hashanah, the way we make Hashem king is by saying, Hashem, I want to be the best version of myself, which is really taking your energy and using that energy and revealing that energy in this specific unique way of me, the me-ism of the Chagim. So yearning to think about, to experience and to express the future better, more wholesome, wondrous, and wonderful self. And you can write for yourself a note of yearning. What do I yearn for? How do I yearn to reveal myself this year? Remember as well, everything is from Hashem. Everything is from Hashem. So let go and let God, to be present in the moment. This is a very important practice as well. And we've spoken about this, just to focus ourselves, to get into a state of consciousness, which is feeling the ground under our feet, placing our attention on our breath, getting into this higher state of consciousness. And remember, it's Hashem's world, and I'm fitting into Hashem's world, not the other way around. When I tried to do it the other way around, when I tried to fit Hashem into my world, usually it hurts, it's a little bit bumpy, but everything is from Hashem. Let go and let God. And the last is return, tshuva. We've got the specific tshuva of being metaken our past, fixing up our past, which is emphasized in Yom Kippur. As we know, first we build the future, Rosh Hashanah, then we go to Yom Kippur. So returning to fix up, to beautify the past, and then returning, the cosmic returning, the wholesome returning, universal returning to your true version of self. As well, returning to a state of consciousness, and return to step number one. If our minds start wandering, return to step number one. So what we've discussed, P, preparation, positivity, and pacing ourselves. R, living Hashem's values and beliefs in this world. Hashem, Racham v'chanun, rachamim. Having rachamim on yourself. Remember to forgive yourself. Remember to speak to your body, forgive your body. Remember to ask your body for forgiveness. Your neshama as well. Neshama, I did not necessarily express you properly in the world. Do you forgive me? I forgive you. So rachamim. Ambience, do what you can do with the environment around you. A. Y is yearning, going inside, yearning. Who do you want to be? Write a note. Think about the better you that's waiting to be revealed to this world. E, everything is from Hashem. Let go, let God. R, return. Return to tshuva, as in return. Return to das, consciousness, and return to step number one if our minds start racing and wandering. And if we take all these letters together, prayer. P, preparation, positivity, pacing ourselves. R, rachamim. A, ambience. Y, yearning and wanting. E, everything is from Hashem. Let go, let God. R, return as in Shuva, return as in Das, and return to step number 1, prayer. May Be'ezras Hashem Yisbarach, we have wonderful prayers, and may we connect to ourselves deeply, wholesomely, and make sure we remember to be friends with Hashem and allow Hashem to be friends with us. Lots of love, bracha, mazel, and hatzlacha.